Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Unfortunately, slight change of plans for tonight. Um, my guest, uh, Tommy the card carver, has come down with illness, and he's almost 100%. But he, I spoke to him a little while ago, and we decided that he really wants to. If he came on tonight, he said honestly, you'd only be able to come on for a little while. So I asked him to reschedule. So we will reschedule him. Not a big deal. Still happy to go ahead and have him come on. So that'll get rescheduled. So hey, we got Anthony in the house. We got Sean. We got Larkin. We got Alan. So like I said, hey, if you're a little late, unfortunately, um, guest had to cancel today because he had to go to Chicago. He's from Chicago, got sick, feeling a little better, but he wants it to be 100% for the show because he's like, I don't want to go ahead and cut the show short. He goes because he's we've been talking about doing this for a little bit, so looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. So hope you guys are doing well. Uh, Man, I tell you, it's Rocky, how you doing? Um, Crazy stuff going on with the hobby. This whole fire out any questions if you got any. This whole hobby stuff with the first game or first card from Tops Fanatics. I mean, here we are again. Another day, another release, another issue. Um, It's crazy. What gets me is this, there's a lot of breakers out there who only ship parallels, variations, or rookie cards. I saw a couple of guys, that were advertising breaks saying that they don't ship the base. What's up, Dommy? So they don't ship the base. So are they going to go through all those base cards and see if they have any of those one-of-ones? Because if you're just going through, right, when you see a lot of breakers, when they're opening up, stuff, they'll just be going through and they'll be like, okay, all right, hey, we're gonna go through real fast. We're gonna get to, to the good stuff. And they just take the base and they just whoop, they just, they just drop it. They just whoop, move it along. So I mean, you know, I don't. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Another freaking disaster. And to me, Rocky, it's like, has it happened? That's what I want to know. Again, where is the QC? Where is the checks and balances here, folks? I mean, is it? I mean, what? I just don't get it. I do not get it. So, Alan, hey, Alan, you're a one of one guy. You're gonna have to go out there and you're gonna have to find that Bryce Harper one of one first card. So what they're saying is that let me see here. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get one. Right. So what's supposed to go ahead and happen is right here above the logo. It's supposed to say first card. It's not if that they're a rookie or not. It has nothing to do with being a rookie. It was the first card printed from this set. And then back here, right over here, supposed to say one of one. No, I asked some questions, Rocky, and people said that it was the first card. So it was that's why on some of the comments on Instagram when Tops made that post were like, oh my gosh, think about all that base that got thrown in the garbage with these breakers and stuff. So I mean, crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, I didn't have one of one. I didn't have one either. Did not have either one. Yeah, I agree, Locke, and I mean, don't get me wrong. If it was for rookies and it was their first rookie card coming off the line, and it was the first one, I can understand that. But for veterans too, I mean, wow, for what the home run leaders or for for the team card, not I didn't care for it. Yeah, like I said, I was told it was everything. Mets rookie card sold. You got it, Dom. I'll put it in your box. Yep. Now you got to look again. You got to look again on the back because it won't have the foil. So the only place to see it is going to see it. Would be you'd have to see it on the on the back, the little 101. So now, how many scammers are going to be out there now taking and figuring out a way to do the one of one stamp, just like Tops has it? Yeah, that's the first thing I did. I checked all the rookies, and I was in another Discord with a guy, and he was like, "No, it's all cards," and I was like, "That didn't make sense." But then I actually saw one. Um, Come on, Alan, one more. And first things first, Alan, I'm just curious. Are you missing a number next to that two? Is it 12 or 21 or 20 or 27? Are you missing a number? So when because let me see if I can find it. Um, who was it? It was Slab Stock. I thought it was Slab Stock. Um somebody posted it. Just two. Well, there you go. On card autos. I got that now. So it was here it is right here. Hold on. So as you can see, there it is. There's the one from the Marlins. There's a Marlins team card, and that was supposed to be stamped right here above the logo that said first card, and you can see on the back one of one. Again, and that's just the Marlins team card. So I don't know if it was like, league leaders and stuff like that, but it seems as though the cards, that's the way they were supposed to be. So yeah. So if you pull a card, if you have one and it doesn't have the 101, then it's just from a normal base. Uh so if it has the 101 on the back, you could file a claim and you can get it stamped if you want it. It's crazy if you ask me. It really is crazy. Big John, what is happening? We're talking about the whole tops the first card debacle. So again, like I was saying, and one of the comments was here is that breakers are having a field day with this, I'm sure, with the we don't ship base commons. So you think of all those massive rip parties, forget the rip parties that happen on Saturday, but release day, all those breakers who did nothing but rip 2024 top series one and are saying, we don't ship base. No base commons are going. Wow. Wow. What can they go ahead and do? Downsize four super fractors to ground one. Oh, very nice, Alan. Very nice. Very nice. So this whole thing really is, it's just absolutely positively, crazy. What is going on? The more and more, I don't know, more and more this stuff happens, and more it makes you wonder, you know, what's next? Like, what are they going to do next? What are they going to screw up? I mean, I know most of the guys here aren't basketball guys, but Panini, is going ahead and screwing around with autographs, not getting autographs, stuff like that. I agree, Dom. I did one. I did one. Well, I got into two separate ones from two separate vendors, and one did ship the base, and one only did rookies and parallels. So I was okay with it because I got into one where it was like a case break of case of hobby. So I got all the cards. So I was like, you know what? I didn't mind not getting them from the other one. That is, I minded a lot once I found out that this crap happened. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, you got to be flipping kidding me. So I got to contact the breaker and say like, hey, what do you plan on doing? Are you going to rectify this at all? What happened if out of the I don't know 4 or 5 cases that you did these rips with, what happens if there was one in there? It is hobby has been spending too many nights out at the bar. Too many nights out at the bar for the hobby. Yeah, that stuff is ridiculous. Now, the whole thing about the Anthony Richardson is funny. There was a guy who made a post that he waited at a show for an in-person autograph with Anthony Richardson, and and the autograph he got, he looked at it, he was like, "What the hell is this?" It looks different like the two different ones that were shown on those cards. 101 base is still base. It is, but it is still a one of one. So I mean, depending on how you feel like that. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of people who are going to be like, I don't care that, you know, that sucks. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, and this whole thing, that statement they made, what a joke. That was another thing. That was another joke that they went ahead and had out there. That what was it? Um, for those who've pulled these cards, they'll either stamp it as well as provide with a tops credit. So if you can send it in, they'll stamp it for you and they'll give you a credit. Rocky Dom wants to know if do I have your number? Rocky, do I have your number? Oh no. Have you texted Rocky? Rocky's in a bunch of group texts that we have. So this is going to be a debacle. The Panini thing is going to be is getting crazy. And what other Panini news? You do, Dom? I will text you. Other Panini news. Panini has signed Live Golf to make Live Golf cards. Well, Dom's a dope. So rather than even text you, he's going to hit you up on Discord. Ah. So yeah, but Panini has signed Live. They'll have Live golf cards. Good evening, Johnny. God bless you, too, my friend. God bless. God bless. So, so Panini signed Live Golf. For you guys that are, I don't know how many golf fans we have here. If it matters to you, whether or not, you like Live or don't like Live. I mean, they got cards, so whoop de doo. I don't know, obviously, they're gonna have. I guess they'll have rookies. Well, I don't know how they could have a rookie, right? So I don't know how that whole thing works. I don't know if they're gonna have autographs yet. I just saw that they went ahead and signed. So who is Liv? Not Liv Morgan from the WWE. Liv is a new golf tour that is sponsored by Saudi Arabia, and to get a lot of the bigger name golfers that were playing on the PGA tour, they've gone ahead and they offered them outrageous money. Like, hey, come join the Live Golf Tour and we'll give you 200 million, 150 million, 100 million, 75, 50, depending on who you were, what your status is on the main tour. Um, then you got a crap ton of money. Um, no Anthony tonight, and no Anthony for the near future. Um, so Anthony got a job, in the industry, in the hobby, whatever you want to. One of those, not sure. It's a combination of those two, and the company that he works for now, um, basically said, "Hey, doing the show could be a conflict of interest because they deal with people in the hobby that if on the show we say some disparaging remarks about someone or a manufacturer like a Tops, Panini, um you know and they may look down on the company. So yeah, Anthony's first job was to stamp the Tops cards, and it was a big fail. No. They fanaticized the PGA. Yeah, they did. They definitely did, Live. That's what Live did. Anthony was in the chat a little while ago. There you go. He's here. You got him. That's his job, man. He's gonna be king, king, king. All the gonna be saying all these little rat bastard kids sending in their cards and bing, bing, bing. So well, that makes this a rip night as well. One rip night, 111. I did get some more stadium. I got some more blasters, Series One blasters, so we can go first card hunting. And I got hangers too. And I did get some hangers too. Anthony is going to become a world famous Lorcana player. Can we sing happy birthday to Huddle? New host is Beast and Dom. Can we sing happy birthday to Big John? Are you going to come on the stream and sing for him? Ah, only 3 per. Yeah, I tell you, I will say that, my first one, I have 3 more. My first one, I mean, it wasn't like disgustingly bad. Um, but compared to what some other people, what some other people were ripping, it wasn't, the best. Well, thank you so much, sir. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Hate not seeing your handsome face right over here. uh, you know, so I'm assuming the ones from Fanatics had to have the first card also. I don't Like I said, that whole thing, it's just crazy, man. Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, you know what? You don't get those in I don't think you get those in the Fanatics ones. Look, first things first, that's not a true statement. You don't curse too much. Sorry. I sometimes I crack myself up. But, it's funny, you're starting to see, prices again. It's very weird the way you're seeing, with the prices just slowly but surely come down on, like, individual cards, yet it's ridiculous that the price you don't really see the prices coming down on the hobby boxes and stuff. So, I mean, it's just, it's crazy. Well, the Gunnar Henderson Jersey Fusion patch card, 12 out of 44. Oh, wow. You're not a schmuck, Dom. Yeah, so the whole thing about the Anthony Richardson, it's crazy now because, like I was saying, there was a guy who went to a show and Anthony Richardson was there signing autographs, and the autograph he signed there didn't even look like the one that you see on the cards that are in question. So the whole fake thing, I don't know, to be honest with you anymore. I mean, guys get in, um, guys, get in in a funk. Maybe I don't know. They're sometimes they go fast, sometimes they go slow. I don't know. I mean, I guess is it realistic in reality? In reality, is it really realistic to put 500 stickers? I don't know what the number is. Let's say it's 250 stickers, in front of a player and go, here, sign all of these and expect number one to look like number 250. Now, if all they do is like some of these guys do and they just do their initials, well then sure. I think you can probably see a very, very close resemblance of number one to whatever the last one is they do. But when they're signing their full name, again, some of these guys, I can understand it. Don't get me wrong. But again, you look and you go, "Hey, man, look at Derek Jeter's signature. Even his signature's big, it looks the same." And a lot of these guys, yeah, I know there are some guys who are going to take more pride than other guys. You know, yeah, yours never looks the same. I think the problem you have, I think, or I wonder, yeah, I'm the exact same way. I'm the exact same way. Right. I see. I agree. That's I agree, and that's what I'm saying. So how do you know? See, to me, that's why. To me, the more important thing is having a Panini representative there or somebody that you contract or that Panini contracts to stand there and watch the guy sign. So when they hold up two cards with different autographs, there's a guy, there's a guy named Dommy standing there who can say, "Hey, nope, I watched." So like when Beast does all of his cards, right? We need Dom to fly to where the Beast is, as Beast is autographed in all of his cards. This way, then when someone has a question, Dom raises his hand and goes, "Nope, I was there. I watched the Beast sign every single one of those labels. I mean stickers. They are all him. It's not my fault that the guy went ahead and got tired after signing his name 200 times and and you gave him 300 labels and the rest of them look like crap. You know, send some money in the mail. Oh, I agree. I am so sick and tired. This paying. When you look at like especially with Panini, with the football and with the basketball, when you get the autographs, man, and they're paying that kind of money, and it's a flipping sticker, and that is absolutely ridiculous. No way they pay enough for me to do that if I was a pro. Yeah. I mean, like I saying, sit there. I mean, they're crazy. I thought don't you put the pen in your mouth and just Move your head like it's a bobblehead and you sign. Yeah, I can see that. Like I could see, a signing, but you're right. I mean, and you saw the whole other thing, right? So there was the fake autos with Panini, and then there was the Aiden O'Connell. Now, and look, we're not worrying about the player, but the Aiden O'Connell, all his friggin' cards ended up in a dumpster. I just, it's absolutely crazy. Oh man, must have been like a freaking rainbow when you went ahead and went to the bathroom. So I don't know. Like I said, I can definitely understand why autographs look different. But to me, again, if somebody is there, if Panini is there, if they have somebody standing there, in my opinion, that should be enough. That's what should be what they needed to do. On the back, hey, it's confirmed the autograph is authentic. Again, we're not talking about the wrong player sticker getting on there. Like what was it when Topps had the George Brett signature on the Babe Ruth card, you know? He signed, George Babe Ruth or and they put a George Brett sticker on there or something like that. Like I got that part. I mean, I can see that that's bad. But the other thing, no, they don't. No, they do not. So it's going to be interesting how they rectify all that stuff going on. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's getting to the point to where you don't know what to trust anymore. I mean, that's really the big thing. You don't know what to trust anymore. You don't know what is it's getting, you wonder, I mean, again, a lot of people were thought they were misled with the whole Tom Brady thing, but we know that wasn't true, right? But people were outraged that it was photoshopped. Like, no kidding. Did you really think that they gave Tom Brady number 12 when they took his picture back in whatever year that was supposed to come from? I mean, come on. Yeah, but, so, that's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But I just think that it just it just makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what's real, what's not real. And eventually, it's definitely going to bring the market down some. Now, how much? I don't know. I mean, I think that's too hard to try and figure out because there are still going to be a lot of people who don't care. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to make buying decisions without really, looking at what they're looking at. Right? They're not studying what they're studying. From that standpoint. Yeah, I mean, you can trust any. Yeah, you're 100% correct. If you you don't just go from there. You know, get a good group of people. No, but you're right. The players are going to be tough. Players are going to be tough. That hard to trust. I mean, truthfully, the only thing you're going to truly be able to trust is you know in person. You hand them from that standpoint. But the truth is from a selling perspective, or if you plan on, you buy an autograph, or I mean, obviously, I would think, if you're gonna collect autographs, it's one thing, completely different story. You collect your autographs. If you can go to baseball games, you can go to spring training, you can get players to sign in person. You go to an actual a show, you go to the national and you pay your hundred bucks to get a player to sign a card for you, and you can get it, you know when you go like to nationals, and I think some of the other big shows, a lot of times they'll have an authenticator right there. Like when we went, Mike and I went to the national in 20, I forgot what year that was. Anthony, let's see, went 20 in 21. When we went to, in 21, and I got online for Fred Lynn's autograph, I went from there. They basically watched me carry the card over to, I believe it was JSA, and JSA authenticated the autograph that it was actually, done, and it's registered that whatever, I forgot what the number is on the card. It's registered with JSA. It has a JSA number, and it said authentic autograph. I mean, that may be the way you're going to have to go for some of your favorite players, because you can't trust a lot of other people. You can't trust. I mean, you just can't. Not at the prices people want to, going to pay. Now, I mean, I guess like I'd love to get a Hulk Hogan autograph, but I would only, honestly, I think I'd only get one that is certified. I mean, you're at a point right now, and I don't even know. Can you trust the grading companies? I mean, I don't know. Probably not most of the time. So you don't even know if that's real. I mean, I bought a picture of Hulk Hogan that's signed. There is I think a JSA certification on the back. So, okay, I'm going to make a big ass assumption that it is, real, but I mean, again, I just wonder, is it about you? Do you need to, you know, get it done yourself and go from there? Yeah. I mean, well, that's what I'm saying, I mean, you know, eh, I mean, I would take it. I would definitely, take an autograph. If you got it myself, yes, I would. I would take it. I would take the autograph if I got it myself. I mean, from a trust standpoint, 100%, right? 100%. If I go, you know, to an Islanders game and Bo Harvat is there, and I have this card and I watch him autograph it and everything, and maybe I go ahead and get a picture while he puts pen to the card, marker to the card as my proof that it's real, then that's okay, right? But to me, I don't know, how much do you trust? How much do you trust people? I mean, it's a different story. I mean, obviously there's levels to this, right? If Dom were to go to a Mets game and get Ronnie Mauricio to sign a couple of cards, and he said, "Hey, man, I got one. I'll sell it to you. Do you want it?" Yes, I'd feel very comfortable with that. Or from John, or from Locken, or from any of the people that I know who I would believe are not going to go ahead, and screw me. But to go ahead and you know I was looking at some autographs the other night online and everything. Um, and it was, hey, I got this, and in the description, it's like, I got this autographed at spring training last year, or I got this card autographed at the baseball game, on whatever date. Okay, did you? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to a Mets game, so you know. But I mean, that's the only thing. But I mean, I think, but to me, that's the type of autograph that, to me, I don't know. Like, to me, if I was going to spend money to get an in-person autograph of a player, I don't think I'm going to do it with the potential of trying to resell it. I think I'm only going to want to pay for an autograph of a player, that I want to keep. You know what I'm saying? Francisco Alvarez, I would like to keep that. I would not be thinking, "Hey, I'm gonna get Francisco Alvarez to sign a couple of cards at spring training so I could put them on eBay and sell them." So, I mean, to me, if I'm going to hand a baseball or hand a card to a player, um, that card and that baseball is gonna stay, with me for as long as it can. or unless, if, something happens, something along those lines. Yeah, I mean, you're 100% correct. I mean, and I don't know, a lot of these guys that do TTM and all kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know. They put it in a sleeve, they put it in a binder. I mean, I don't know. Is that good enough? Do you have to put them in one touches? Do you have to get them, do you get them slabbed? Um, I don't know. It's it the whole autograph thing with all the issues that are going on with it, man. I mean, to me, it just makes it more difficult to make to go autograph hunting. I mean, the best you could do is, if you go through BGS or PSA and then they say, "Hey, authentic autograph." I mean, at least if it isn't authentic, I mean, not that that makes it any better, but I mean, it must be a pretty damn good fake if if it gets by the grader also. Ziggy, what's happening there, Mr. Card Hunter? How are you tonight, sir? You know. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know how I don't know how you can trust autographs. Gotta get it slabbed up. You're right, man. Gotta get it slabbed. Well, thank you, sir. I am. I mean, I mean, I am a flagship guy. I do like the flagship stuff. You know, um, I think, man, that's tough, Dom. It's a tough one from a standpoint of, let me see, uh, sports cards release dates. So on the Beckett's calendar. So from a baseball perspective, Dom, uh, I mean, you have Elite Extra Edition, but that's Donruss or I think that's Donruss Elite. Um, Bowman in March we should be get Bowman Inception baseball. Top signature. Yes, that's right. Top signature is 313. Bowman is 315. And then yeah. Then you don't really. I mean, then I mean, from a baseball perspective, that's really the only two things you got to look forward to through. I mean, the calendar has basically the calendars for the most part through April, so there's not a lot. That's true. That's right. That is 23 Bowman Inception comes out in March 15th. Topps Archive signature active player. So that'll be active players. Hey Dusty, how you doing? Yeah, you're right. 100% correct. Right. Then you got to wait till May. What up, Dusty? May 8th. Yeah, right now, yeah, May 8th for Bowman baseball. Golly, that's a long time. That's a long time to do a lot of Series 1 ripping. That's why they printed the shit out of it. They printed the crap out of it because they're like, "Hey, nothing's coming out. We might as well." Now if you're into other sports, okay, You do have Prism NASCAR, Leaf Metal Legends of Wrestling, Flawless Basketball Origins, Game Used CFL Football, Upper Deck Series 2, National Treasures, NASCAR, Panini Spectrum, Donruss Elite Basketball, Panini Illusions Football, 2023 Football, 2024 Upper Deck Golf. Wow, I didn't realize Upper Deck was still making golf. In March, we'll have Parkhurst Hockey, Zenith Football, Contenders Basketball. Yeah, I mean, what are they waiting for? I was looking at that also. How could they not have the checklist by now? Makes no sense. Yeah, impeccable wrestling is gonna. I gotta believe that that is gonna be a big one. Now, I tell you one that might be good to look at. It's gonna probably be expensive, but 2024 Leaf Metal Legends of Wrestling. The Rock is in it. He signs it, Dwayne Johnson, but you know, well, I know the owner and his wife divorced, and she got the sites. Oh wow! How the hell did he go ahead and lose that one? Yeah, I've been starting to use Beckett a lot more than Cardboard Connection to look stuff up. I like how they do the inserts. I like how they do the team, the team thing. I mean, I like how Beckett has it, where they have the tabs you can click on and then scroll down. So I agree, it is very good. All have Prism BS. No, thank you. Yeah, it is. It is all, but yeah, they do. I like Beckett breaks it down good. Beckett might as well be good for something. Yeah, I tell you, the hobby box of Bowman coming out, the 2024 Bowman. That's gonna. I mean, I wonder what they're gonna do. Are they good? I mean, well, that I doubt they're gonna do anything, but it's gonna be interesting to see what they do next with the whole Bowman draft stuff. Are they gonna start to put more of those players, in from, from other, that got drafted, and playing other sports? So that'll be interesting. But I would like to go ahead and save up for a hobby box of Bowman too. I mean, quite honestly, I mean, unless, when it comes to baseball product, whether it's Chrome, flagship, and that's update series or you know, series 2, Chrome, some of the stuff, I mean, you might not rip as much, but it pays probably to go ahead and, just buy hobby boxes now and don't even bother with, megas or blasters. Maybe hangers. Hangers are still decent in some of them. Oh, speaking of which, with Rip and Ship tomorrow, if anybody is still here who might be coming in tomorrow, anybody interested in 23 Holiday? I went into my local store today and they had 2 rows full of 23 Holiday. Tops Holiday, if anybody's interested. I'm telling you, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I agree. Why would you not try and get the UFL? Now, I don't know if there's any kind of link between the UFL and the NFL in some way, shape, or form. Um, but why wouldn't you? You're going to lose You're going to lose football anyway. So why not grab them and start? Oh, good. Yours had, yeah, mine had that. I was able to get hangers of Series One. I was able to get some more blasters of Series One. They still had a lot. They still had 23 stuff. 23 series update series, 23, I think series 2. Crap ton of basketball, very little football. I was trying to I want to get some Panini hangers to open for myself because some of the hangers you've been hitting pretty good with hangers. Hangers has some decent stuff in from football perspective. So I was trying to get that, but you know. Well, UFL doesn't have any yet. G League's, I tell you, Dusty, that's another one. G League would not be a bad idea. When you think about it, when you have some of these G League teams and they're kind of, they're away, they're not near, their pro team, or even if they are near their pro team, like I know, like with the, I don't know if the basketball team from Georgia has, has one, but I know the New York Knicks have theirs, and theirs is in Westchester. So why not? I mean, that'd be pretty good. Nope, nothing besides fat. Oh, yeah, that's right. They did have fat packs. Football, basketball. When I go tomorrow, let me know what hangers you. I wanted to see if they had prism hangers. I haven't found any. Haven't found any. Yeah, you're right. They could definitely fall into that big league price point. Would you can they don't have to make them. You don't have to have them like prism cards, chrome or anything like that. You put a little foil on some of them though, but it would be a great entry point into basketball, and football for fans who can't get the other stuff and everything. There definitely would be, a market for it. Getting rid of the G League and paying the kids to stay in college with NIL. Well, I mean, hey, might as well. Did you hear about Caleb Williams? Caleb Williams, and now he made like $10 million last year at USC. $10 million. I mean, think about that. College kid, football player. Now, don't get me wrong. I know he probably made a lot more for USC. I get it. $10 million. Nuts. Oh, very cool. I would love to go to a G League game. See. I like mine. To me, there should be more minor league baseball. Just the one thing that that Heritage puts out, more minor league baseball. If you're not going to do, Dusty, to your point, if you're not going to do like a big league, give these minor league kids a minor league card and a minor league uniform. I know you can say, well, they got Bowman. Yeah, but that, get any kid, just go ahead and do it. I know Bowman does some of it, but it's not the full minor leagues. Why not? You're in the minor leagues. Get a baseball card. Get a baseball card. Nope. With the NIL name, image, and likeness, they can cash in big time. I think they said women like Clock end up taking a pay cut. Yeah. Oh, she's definitely, especially going into the WNBA. Hell yeah, she's going to take a pay cut. If she, I mean, I know she's a senior, but if she wasn't a senior and she could, I don't know why you would. I don't know why you'd leave early if in the women's sports, it makes no sense. Makes no sense. Georgia Tech freshman baseball had 4 home runs in the game yesterday. Leads NCAA. Nice. NIL makes sense compared to the price of college versus paying youngsters. Just greed trickling down. Well, what it's NIL makes sense, but not when it is a blank check because now it is more about, hey, these kids, and all right, I go to pick a smaller school. I go to, I don't know, I go to Rice University and I'm a freshman and I have a monster season. Hey, maybe I could transfer to Texas or Texas A&M, stay in the state of Texas, or maybe go to, Baylor, or maybe go to, maybe I go to Oklahoma. I enter the transfer portal. I go and I look, and on my visits, I see who might give me the most money. I think that's where, and that's why Nick Saban said it. That's why Nick Saban quit. Nick Saban wasn't burnt out on football. Nick Saban left because of NIL. It's at a point right now where it's that part of it is it's making it worse because now kids kids are going to go to the highest bidder, and it doesn't make a difference where they may fit now. It's who's going to make me more money. And I'm not saying that that wasn't some of that stuff wasn't taken into consideration before, but now it's blatant. I mean, Spencer Rattler, he's a kid that's at South Carolina now. He was one in Oklahoma, and he was very highly touted. So much so that when he went to Oklahoma, he signed a deal with the Porsche dealer and had a Porsche Cayenne and a Porsche, and I forgot, and some other kind of Porsche, sitting in his driveway the next day. So I mean, it's crazy, crazy. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it makes sense, Larkin, right? I mean, because if you look at what's going on, the NIL. I mean, what are you looking at? I mean, and especially I think when they see, um, when they see what's out there and they see how difficult it is. See ya, bye bye. Then you think Deion Sanders would be able to recruit at his level without the NL changing the speed of the process? NIL doesn't well, look, it's double for him, right? You have the name Deion Sanders, and then you have the NIL. So he has two things going for him. But like Deion Sanders, you know, he can't he would I don't like to me, he wouldn't be an NFL coach because of the way he talks to those guys. He wouldn't be able to do the same thing. He would not be able to do what he does in college football. But if you watched any of it, you saw. Oh, good night, Sean. Thanks for stopping by. But you saw if you watched, hey, Matty Ice, how you doing? But if you saw if you saw his some of the stuff that he did, some of the YouTube videos, he basically stood up in front of class and said, "Hey, look, a bunch of you aren't going to be here. You might as well go in the transfer portal now because he has guys that are coming. He has guys that are going to go there because of him. They're going to go there because now he's at Colorado. Now he's at a school that has some money. Deion Sanders he's going to get a job at a big name school. It's gonna happen because of what he will be able to generate in three ways. The money he'll generate for the school, the money he'll generate for the players that through the NIL, and the excitement that he will generate at a big school. Those three things are going to make him, are going to make it attractive for him to go to a big school because and then he gets there and then add another one to it. Donors, people that aren't donating right now. Wait a minute, we got Deion Sanders. Whoa, we can get better players. Deion Sanders walked into my kitchen, sat down and was talking to me, about donating more money to the school so we can get better football players. It's going to happen. Yeah. Yep. That's that's what the NIL does. The NIL, I think I think the idea was is that it would level out the playing field, right? Because players were always getting paid. It was just that they were getting paid they were getting paid under the table. Slide. It was sliding the envelopes underneath the door. And I think the thought process was is that they would they level the playing field. But you can't level the playing field. Not when you don't have when you don't have any kind of restrictions. Not when you have the oil and gas tycoons who are Texas A&M Aggies and got more money that they don't know what to do with. Now, it didn't work out. with Jimbo Elliott, right? I'm not Elliott. It didn't Jimbo Fisher. It didn't end out. It didn't work for him. He had the number one recruiting class because, but he also spent the most money. If you look at it, right, it didn't work out. But that's what happens. The money is separate from the school, supposed to go to the players that are already there. Yep, and you have the word "supposed" in there, and that's the problem you have. But on the other hand, it does lessen the value of loyalty versus that check. Put your money into the bank is like putting gas on a fire. That didn't work. Yeah, it does. That's what I'm saying. I think they thought that it would be good. They thought. I honestly think that they. I think I think part of it was they thought it would get the shadiness out of the sport, and I don't think that worked. Not sure how they think they are deciding who to pay without being directed by the teams. Oh, they most certainly are. They most certainly are. You can't not tell me that the number one football recruit, that when he sits down with these schools, that NIL has got to be part of the question, is part of the process. Hey, Alabama, I'll come to your school. What do you think I'm going to get from an NIL perspective? Hey, Florida, I'll come to your school. What do you think I'm going to get? I guarantee you it's part of it. Hell, if my son was a football player and he was that highly ranked, you bet your ass that's what we're going to be talking about. He might as well go ahead and get what he could get, especially in football. I don't know what's happening with basketball and baseball and a lot of the other sports, but especially in football. Because every time you step out on that field, it could be the last play you every snap is potentially the last play that you ever play. And don't get me wrong, you can say the same thing about basketball and baseball, but there's a lot less of a chance of that happening to you in those sports than it is, football. Lessens the value of the handshake and the true process of staying all in as a backup. Yeah, yeah. There's no need to. Why would you stay as the backup? I mean, if you're not going to get a chance, but I mean now, but depending on who you are, like everybody thought Arch Manning was going to leave Texas when Quinn Ewers came back and said, "Hey, I'm coming back for my senior year." I'd be like, "Oh." Coaches were rubbing their hands together. They were making phone calls left and right, lining up. Hey, if we can get Arch Manning, if we can get him to come and talk, and Arch Manning was like, "Nah, it's all right. I'm going to stay." Why? Because I think people said he made like $3 million last year. $3 million backup quarterback. Ha ha ha. Have you seen these boxes of the Leaf History Sportsbook Edition? No, I did not see that. Leaf History Sports Edition. No, I didn't. I saw somebody. I saw open. It was very weird from a Leaf perspective, and it's weird because um, it's a what's it called? Solo sport. Or I forgot what product it is from Leaf, but on the box it says one autograph. Now, I didn't see any small print, and the guy opening it didn't show any small print that says, on average or whatever, but he opened up 3 boxes and didn't get an autograph on any of them. Now, don't get me wrong, he got some really good cards. Like, I think one, he got a dual patch, Messi and Pele, and then he got another one that was a dual patch of Mbappe and what's that other guy? Higland, whatever him. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. Have to think after a few years, the money's going to dry up for teams that are not championship contenders. I agree. I think The way things are going right now, Lockin, look at UCLA or USC. They're going to be part of the Big Ten for all sports. So at some point in time, either the Rutgers softball team or the USC softball team is going to have to travel across the country to play a 3-game softball match. Or are they or US or they're going to fly all the way out this way and then they're going to hit Rutgers, then maybe Maryland, and then whatever other, Big Ten school they have, now that's on the East Coast. So, I mean, you think about it, yeah, it sounds great a lot of times that they're doing this stuff for for football and maybe for basketball, but all these other little sports that they have to have, those are the ones that are gonna suffer a lot. That would be cool to hit an old president. I think it will balance out, but it's not gonna balance out because I think, so then you're basically just gonna have some super schools. Man, I these freaking glasses. You're just gonna have some super schools. It's gonna still come down to the fact that who's gonna have the most money, and there are gonna be guys and girls, multi-millionaires, billionaires who are gonna say, "Look, how much more money do you need? I want my college." All they have is college. I want my college to be a powerhouse. How much money do you need? You know? Yeah, that's true. That's true. What? What? That is horrible news. Where did you see that, Big John? Where did you see that? You better be joking. Oh, that is absolutely horrible. That's pretty cool. Yep, most definitely Dusty. If it was four in a box, I split one with you. Like Oregon has Nike, so they are golden. Yes, they are. No freaking way, man. You gotta be kidding me. That is absolutely positively some of the worst news ever. Breaking news: Collectors parent company of PSA is acquiring SGC. PSA has 78% of the market. SGC has 7% of the market. Oh my gosh. Ugh. That is terrible. Thank you. That is absolutely terrible. Wow. Holy Nikes. PSA's parent company just bought SGC. They just scooping them all up. Yeah, I mean, what else? Wow. This hobby is as corrupt as Karen's having lawyers to play them as victims. Yep. Damn. Wow. I'm speechless on this one. Speechless on this one because I mean, I don't know how they. Wow. I don't understand it. I do not understand. I don't get this. I don't understand why. I mean, obviously they made them an offer that they couldn't say no to. Uh, so feel like any schools that have Adidas or Under Armour deal are behind the eight ball as Nike schools seem to have be able to recruit better. Yeah, because a lot of people, they know the Nike name, especially in basketball, right? The Jordan, LeBron, Jordan and LeBron, and the Kobe. You got those big three. All right, Larkin. Thank you, sir. Thanks for hanging out. Much appreciated. Kenny, how's it going? So, breaking news: the parent company that owns PSA has just bought SGC. Wow. That I'm doing well, sir. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Kenny. That's interesting. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I mean, wow. That's really yeah, really, really interesting. I don't understand it. So Collectors, which is the parent company of PSA, is acquiring SGC. I can't see how this is good for the yeah, I'm like you. I don't know how this is good for the hobby. I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised. I thought PSA was going to go after Tag to get more of the uh, what do you call it? To get more of the the forensic type grading type stuff. The AI grading. But to me, it's again nuts, nuts, nuts. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely, positively redonkulous. Yeah. I mean, hey, might as well buy every company that was a great card for as cheap as possible. Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, I don't know what it does for them. I mean, does that mean that SGC is gone? What's pricing going to be? What's turnaround going to be? Um, yeah, I you know, it stinks, like I said, because I'm a big fan of SGC. I mean, I don't. It's almost like I want to. It's like ah, I wish there was a big card show around coming up here soon, so you could go and check it out. But I mean, that's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see if he does anything on IG. What might come up on IG, Big John? You're 100% correct. Um, yeah, definitely. Definitely gonna be definitely gonna be very, 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 very interesting. I don't, like I said, to me, so PSA had 78% of the market, SGC had 7%. So now that gives them 85% of the market. CGC has 10%. Beckett has 4%. That means everybody else has 1%. I have reached out to SGC on 3 different occasions to try and get an interview with Pete. I actually 2 years ago at the Nationals, I spoke, um, you know, I'm sorry, last year at the Atlanta Culture Collision, I spoke at length with the guys at SGC trying to work something out, but they would not have it. They would not have it. Hold on a second. Looking for trying to do something here. So, not, it's not, it's not today. Darren Rovell. Um, there is a link to his post on a Twitter. So that's where it is. That's wow, man. Oh man. Oh man. I don't. My initial thoughts was I don't like it. Who is Darren? Darren Ravel is a I mean he is a um he's a very reliable source in the sports business markets. I mean, he's not one of those. I mean, like put it like like he's a verifiable and verified uh, content creator that doesn't not one of these guys who I mean, he may have bought the blue check mark, but he earned the blue check mark, not like some of these other knuckleheads. So it's gonna be interesting. I mean, you would think that to your point, Big John, about hearing from Peter, it would be interesting to hear from him. you wonder if moving into the bigger facility was kind of a stepping stone or something along those lines. Yeah, yeah. I should. I should do it. But I think I mean, from a now, so let me ask you this. Are SGC cards all of a sudden worth more now? Is an SGC 10 once this deal goes through, right? We still got to get it to go through. But again, there's unless something strange happens, it's going to happen. Is an SGC 10 now close to a PSA 10 in price? True. True. But again, what does it do? Nope, because PSA will give you a freed up gauge to a PSA. Well, then that means they're going away. So that's what I mean. So you know, nobody, well, I shouldn't say nobody, but most people won't crack their SGC because they like the tuxedo. They like the way it looks. A lot of people, you might only be 7% of the market, but a lot of people went with SGC. They knew the value was not going to be equal. Oh, and by the way, hi Johnny, if I missed you earlier. Um, they know the value was not going to be equal, but a lot of people did it because they like the slab. Johnny. So that's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. Holy cow. Big John comes in, bang, just blows it up. Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I like the black border. See, look at that. Two people, two different opinions, two different likes. Oh, well. If PSA keeps SGC as pre 2000 or something special, PSA keeps SGC as pre 2000. Oh, I see what you're saying. Hey, pre 2000 cards, you want them done by SGC, 2000 and above PSA. Very, very interesting. Man, Big John, I got to write that down because guess what? I may steal that. I can't do that. Rip it, babes. Band aids are useless. I have electrical tape. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's very, very interesting. If it goes through, what happens to those? I mean, I got to assume then that obviously people are gonna it really then, I mean, if they're the same company, I mean, I don't know, does it probably doesn't use super glue. Super glue, yeah. Well, heck, they use super glue in the store and they use super glue now, and a lot of times they don't put stitches. I I had cut my finger and I went to um the what do you call them? The urgent care, and they went ahead and used super glue rather than stitches on me. Yeah. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So, you know the history of super glue like the internet military. Military? Amazing. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I mean, that's a big, big story. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we'll hear more about it. As it continues to break. Um, again, hard to believe that. Hard to believe that was going to happen. I just, I mean, you know, I went ahead and um, I want to, again, after talking to those guys at shows and everything, and just, you know, seeing the way they were and stuff, and talking about them, you would not think that something like that would happen. But now, I mean, the news comes out, and it's kind of crazy. Hey, Mike. Collectors, which owns PSA, has come to an agreement to buy SGC. Yeah, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Love what dude? The guy who invented super glue? I don't know if you guys saw, from a other perspective, we uh we lost from the wrestling crews. I mean, Lawkins not here, but we lost Ole Anderson, and today we lost Virgil. What a shame. Two big time wrestling dudes gone. You know, crazy, but it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens. Again, sorry, this news is just crazy. I just don't. I mean, but hey, you know what, gang? Look, it is what it is. It really doesn't affect the hobby, but Great question. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I don't know how close they. I don't know if they remain close and everything, but you know, yeah, yep, 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 yep. Yeah, they two very different ones. But I tell you, Ole Anderson had did an interview. I don't know, maybe a few years ago or whatever it was and everything. You know, the truth was is he could not stand Ric Flair. He did not like Ric Flair at all. They had a major, major falling out. So it's definitely crazy. Major, 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 major falling out. Ah, son of a gun, man. You know, we were just talking about that Leaf Metal WWE or Wrestling Heroes. The Dwayne Johnson Superfractor has already been pulled. They're showing it on Twitter. What a bunch of crapola bastages. Doggone it. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Gonna go ahead and shut it down. I'm going on an hour and a half. You know, again, sorry that the guest couldn't be here, but I wasn't feeling well, and I didn't think, I didn't want to push him. I really want to have a good show. The guy has a lot to say because he's really big in the hobby and everything. You mean some breaker got 3 million cases and a hit? Yeah, looks like it. The guy has a bunch of boxes in his window. It's probably on whatnot. It's probably a whatnot breaker. So it is what it is. I mean, and see, that's the thing though, man. You open it now and then look what happens. Where's the incentive to buy it now? You know, Matty Ice, have a great night. Thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate it. Hey, don't forget on your way out, if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. Appreciate each and every one of you. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna have 2020. But Dusty, if you're still here, I do have some 2024 hangers. And blasters. So hit me up with a message if you want me to put a hanger or blaster on the side for you. All righty. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good night. See you tomorrow night, Rip and Chip. Deuces.